Hi, so today I'm joined with Stewart Vickers, who is one of the ODYS mentors. And Stewart, I'm going to jump straight in and I'm going to ask you the first question with regards to how has mentorship changed your career path and personal growth?
I suppose compounding is the ultimate word. I was grinding away for years, just on the sofa with a laptop, same as many other people. And I think you look at that progress, that graph from probably the first 4 years to the final 2 years, and you realize just how much it spiked in the last 2 years or so. And it all comes down to getting out and talking to the right people. So in my case, it was a very slow progression, but now with the ODYS Mentors program, you can just jump straight in and get one of those mentors straight away.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So when did you first realize the importance then of having a mentor in your professional journey?
I guess early on, it would be a case of literally just running into various people at conferences. And it's always either that quiet drink in the bar or in the back of the cab. And they basically say, you're doing it all wrong. Certainly in the early days of running the agency, coming down to what I thought was a good backlink, and then you get all these other insights. Plus how you actually build that into a service. So yeah, you might only be 20-30% off, but if you keep going down that path, you're going to compound that even more. Whereas when you meet the right people who have been doing it for a long time as well, and they can put you on the right path, then you know that over the next 5 years, you're just going to grow and grow.
Yeah, I think that's very important on what you said. Like, literally, even just the incremental kind of improvements that you can do, just the 5, 10, 20% improvements, or what you can, even 1% improvements that compound day after day is key. So with regards to like what lessons have you learned that you feel like, obviously if you was testing yourself in the algorithms today, it would cost you a lot of money. So what lessons have you learned from mentors along the way that you might not have been able to learn on your own?
So much, certainly the inner workings of agencies and running a service business in terms of testing very quickly things like, some of the myths that you might hear. So, we know about link building. There's a lot of hysteria in the market that if you build the wrong links, you're going to get completely de-indexed. Now, that's not entirely wrong as such, but people get much too cautious about that. Therefore, they never build a link. Whereas a lot of the time, even if you build a bad link, it's probably just going to get ignored. You have to work really quite hard and be very aggressive before you get into the actual penalty territory. So suddenly that changed my whole mindset, where actually I can go much harder on my sites, go much harder on client sites, and the result has just been growth because you're no longer hesitating.
Yeah, for sure. Then with regards to innovation, and obviously we're at the realms now of artificial intelligence, and some of the best jobs that you can be doing now is like prompting the AI to kind of do quite a lot of the work. What role do you think a mentor could have to help people that might not be using AI to be able to start using AI now?
I think everyone in our industry has a good grasp of ChatGPT, but they stick with the basics. They don't really push themselves because you need that flash of inspiration that actually you can go to this much greater level. So, perfect example, someone bought my CTR manipulation course the other day and came back saying, how do you check that your locations aren't over water, over the sea? And I said, you just put them into ChatGPT and it will tell you where the major cities are in your radius. And that way you get an idea of the actual circle you're covering. And again, it was that I never thought of that. So, I think just being slightly thinking outside the box. A lot of people, they use the AI, they get it, but they're just using it for a bit of writing. They're not really thinking data analysis or constructing things.
Yeah, so with regards to anyone that might be watching this now, who might be looking to hire a mentor, what qualities is it that you look for, Stuart, specifically, if you're looking yourself for a mentor? Like, let's say you don't do very much on Facebook ads, and this person and the mentee wants Facebook ads kind of help. Like, are you trying to get someone that's kind of within the oldest platform that's been and done it? So it could be like, let's say, man management. You might be say, look, if I was you, I'd go to Mad Singers for that. Like, what qualities do you normally look for? Do you always look for someone that might have crushed it in the same area that you're in, or do you just say, do you know what? These have been around the houses and they know everything related to SEO and development of digital marketing. Like, what qualities do you look for a mentor?
Yeah, probably the latter. So you want the absolute specialist of the problem you're trying to solve. Would love to be industry specific or product specific. You're probably unlikely to actually get that. But if someone's, as you say, been in the game long enough and has got demonstrable proof in that particular field, then I don't think you can really go wrong.
Yeah. And why did you decide to become an ODYS mentor yourself?
I really like the ODYS brand. I think they've built that up over the years and years. I've been a big customer of them in the past. So I really like everything they stand for. And so when they went out literally collecting some of the top names in the industry, of course I couldn't say no.
Yeah, for sure. And what would you say your main strengths are? So if someone's watching this now and they say, okay, I want a mentor, what do you think that you would be able to help them with? So is it like website recovery? Is it parasite SEO? Is it link building? Is it technical SEO? Is it content optimization? Is it a collection of everything related to that? Like what would you say your main strengths are?
I always say 99% of SEO is the content and links, and people do tend to overcomplicate that. We've said before that people tend to look for this magic silver bullet, and doesn't really exist. So actually, I think a big part of the mentorship is reassurance. So are they doing everything right? In which case, just getting clarification on that is huge. So don't get distracted, don't chase a shiny object and go the wrong way. Or if they're not, then what is that final 20% that they're actually missing? That could still be quite fundamentals, probably to do with content or links. Could be a simple technical holding them back. Not forgetting the market economics of it. Are you actually targeting a product with demand that's desirable? So there are some of these broader business concepts as well, making sure you're in the right market.
Yeah, for sure. And what advice would you give someone who's first seeking maybe to hire a mentor? So obviously, like the main one for me would be people need to stop procrastinating. Or you just mentioned then shiny object syndrome. But like, what advice would you give someone who's first might be looking to go, do you know what, I might hire a mentor? Like, what advice would you give to them?
As you say, don't hesitate and go for it. The fact that the whole pricing model with the mentors has changed now, that you can literally get a 10, 15-minute call with a mentor now, which is insane value because, as we know, it's only a few questions back and forth that you really need of do this, don't do that, do this instead. And that doesn't need to be a full hour-long call. So, especially when you see beginners in the industry, it's normally these really simple things like, are you actually targeting, if your average commission is only $5, then why are you bothering with that market? Why do you go for the $500 market? Really simple things like that.
Yeah.
But you're not going, if you overthink it, then what do they say? If you stay in your head, you're dead. So just get on the call and then start taking action.
Yeah, for sure. And if you could go back in time and tell your 16-year-old self something to do with mentorship, what would it be that you would tell that person?
So much. Don't mess around with academics and university and doing the established path. Find someone who's crushing it in a particular industry, a modern industry. Could be SEO, could be ads, something else. But I know people in their early 20s who got 4 or 5 years ahead of me just because they were focusing on monetization, not on following the done established path. So if only I had more exposure early on to those types of people.
Yeah, for sure. And then with regards to, so there's a bit of it's a crazy one which kind of splits. When someone's not yet hired someone on the mentorship program with ODYS, some people seem to say, oh, it's expensive. Like to go and book that call with this specific mentor is expensive. But then after it, anyone who's kind of seems to be, that's paid the money and had the mentorship call, basically turn around and go, wow, that was the best investment I've ever done. The return on investment that I had from that call has been 50x what I've actually paid. It's been absolutely unbelievable. It sent me down that path. I was going down this path here and it sent me down that path and it's been unbelievable. So what can you kind of expand on that with regards to anyone that thinks that costs quite a lot of money to be in, you knowing yourself, you've had quite a lot of feedback from people you've done calls with that have said, it's been the best return on investment that I've done.
So I think if you just flip it around and you look at, if your dishwasher breaks and you get a plumber out, that's going to be a good couple of hundred. If you have a doctor or a lawyer, if you're buying a house, you know you've got several thousand in fees there, but you don't really think about that because you're buying this $200,000-300,000 property. In my case recently, I've had a back issue, and so that's probably cost me a good couple of hundred just going to a physiotherapy consultant and getting that sorted out. But he did fix it within a few weeks. So these are all curing a pain point. I think in our case, not only can we cure a pain point, we can save you and also make you a lot of money in the long term. That could be that one call that sets you on the right path that could make millions of dollars potentially. So yeah, $500 to $1,000, something like that. It's really not actually that much when you look at other industries. Come on, if we were one of these more established bricks and mortar type professions, then you wouldn't quibble that. And those bricks and mortar type professions don't really do fractional. So we can charge by the minute. If you are concerned and you don't think you're going to get value on it, then just start with 10 minutes. And if you want to extend it, then that's fine. But there's a very low barrier to entry there.
Yeah, for sure. I think with regards to the costs, it's not just the knowledge bombs that you can provide, it's showing them where you can save money. So some of these people are spending anything from 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, even 30,000 a month just on backlinks. If you can educate them what a good backlink and a bad backlink looks like, then that could make a massive difference in saving them money, not only going out and building and making more money. So if anyone's looking to book you as being a mentor on ODYS, how can they get hold of you?
Straight on the ODYS Mentors page. Otherwise, if for some reason you can't find that, then obviously find me on my socials and we can point you in the right direction. But I think ODYS are the best to help out there.
Sounds good. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you on, Stewart. I highly recommend Stewart. He's very, very good on the link building side of things, off-page SEO, parasite SEO. He is ahead of the curve. He's in quite a few private masterminds. He's definitely an advanced SEO out there. So if anyone's looking to get a mentor for SEO and search engine optimization, check out Stewart Vickers on the ODYS Mentorship program.
Great. Thank you very much.